52 degrees.
The Washington Redskins have not had a good season. So they lost their last game, and they became 0-5. So their coach, Jay Gruden, was summoned to a meeting the next morning, Monday, yesterday. 5 a.m. meeting. Why was he sent to a 5 a.m. meeting? So they could fire him. That's when they did it.
Oh, that hurts.
They got him up there at 5 a.m. and they fired him.
That's like rubbing salt in the wound, isn't it?
Could they fire him at 8 or 9?
Exactly.
That got us to thinking about one of our favorite topics, stories about when you've been fired from work. And the only one up here who doesn't have one is Carrie, a model employee.
Well, thanks. You just jinxed it.
Pillar of society.
I'm going to start unloading my desk right now.
No way. No way.
Yep.
I told you guys that I only got fired once, which is pretty good for radio.
Yeah, I've only been fired once.
I've been doing this since I was 16 years old, and I only got fired once. And it was during Christmas week. You know, I like to take that week off. And I got a call. Hey, can you come in for a meeting? I'm like,
on my vacation?
On my vacation. Well, I knew something was up at that point, and then I came in and I got fired. And then, you know, the rest. It wasn't a personal thing like I did something wrong. It's just that things were changing where I was working.
You weren't a part of their changes?
Well, I was, yeah.
See, that's what they all say.
The company was going in a different direction.
Yeah, that's how I got fired.
But, you got fired like that?
Yes, but they never told me I was fired. They just kept telling me we're going in a different direction. We're making some changes and you're not a part of that.
Wait a minute. They never said to you, we're going to let you go.
No, that was never part of the conversation until finally I was like, they made it very clear that I didn't work there anymore by just saying, you know, do you need a box for your things? Do you want somebody to help you out? And I'm like, wait, what things? Like, what is happening right now? And I was like, oh my God, am I fired? They said, well, we're making some changes and you're not going to move forward with us as a company. And I'm like, oh my gosh, so confusing, right? So after about 45 minutes of going back and forth, being like, are you sure? Are you absolutely sure I don't work here? What is this a joke? Am I being punked? I was so shocked. And then, okay, so I leave. Eventually I leave. Like, oh my God, okay. And so confused. Like I had no idea what to do with my life. I had only ever worked there. I really didn't know what to do with my life. And so then I'm gone. And then 2 weeks later, they call me back. And somebody from another radio station in that cluster, hey, I want you to work for me, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, awesome. So I go back to work for him. Don't you know, about 4 months into it, he's fired. And the original guy that fired me before is my boss again.
But did you stay?
Yeah, I had to go there and be like, listen, I know things got weird a couple months ago when you tried to fire me and I said no. But here we are again.
Radio's notorious for stuff like that.
Okay.
I mean, it really is. It really is.
Time.
All right, if you have any story, we'd love to hear how you got fired. How did you get fired?
Well, I was working at a restaurant, and they found out I could cook also. So they wanted me to do both, but under the table and for way less money.
Ooh, wow.
And so when I said no, I got a phone call saying that I was let go because I was throwing tables and chairs around the dining room.
Oh, my goodness.
That is really low.
That's so dirty.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. He was like, it's like $15,000 a chair, and you're just throwing it around. Never happened.
Is that place around here?
It is.
Is it still open?
It is.
Whoa.
I'm
wow.
knocking over a table next time.
Dirty.
It's different owners now.
Yeah, it's
but
different.
still open.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
What did
Yeah.
you do after? Did you go to the competition to another restaurant, or did you get out of the business?
Oh, no. I'm competition.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Excellent.
That's the way to handle that.
Yep.
I've been in this business for 20 years. I'll never get out of it.
And stop throwing chairs, okay?
I will try.
Getting your butt out of bed. Jim, Carrie, and Angie in the morning on Classic Hits 101.7.